host, Keith Andrew. Along here was Ms. Upper. If I butchered your name, I apologize. It's Ms. Oberholzer and Mr. Grandio. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
And for people who want to know what uncensored is, uncensored's my way of showing people that even with a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any type of disability, that you should never give up or have people label you, and you should prove to them you can still mount to something. And I apologize, usually I'm more like up and coming, but I didn't want to mess up your names. That's why I had it memorized, so I was like, okay, you just was moving along to say the names, and I can get out with it. But I'm terrible with names, so no disrespect.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you actually got them pretty good.
Yeah.
I have this thing on my phone where you type the name and it pronounces it for you, so it's.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
Get that.
Yeah, right?
Well, after the show, I can send it to you. It's easy.
Yeah, please do.
Definitely.
I'm really bad with names and surnames and how to pronounce it and stuff. So.
Yeah, she is.
I'm really bad.
No, it's a half. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah.
No, it's but yeah, it's Skype. There's always gotta be like a delay.
Yeah, it's bound to be. Yeah.
Now it's a half-hour, 45-minute conversation. To say anything you want, curse if you want to, call me an asshole for messing up your name.
No, not at all. No.
And starting off, what can you tell us about yourselves?
Well, we're both actors. She actually, well, you tell us what you like.
Well, I'm originally from South Africa. I did some theater work there. And, well, when I did theater in South Africa, the filming wasn't that big. So then I decided to move to LA and New York to get more of a background in filming. And now I'm in the process of working. It's my first working professional year that's out there. And, mostly directing, acting. I love writing. So, yeah, that's the stuff that kind of draws me to this industry. Yeah.
Really good writer, though.
Thanks.
Well, what type of stuff did you write?
Oh, I love dramas and horrors. I like to kind of twist the story and keep my audience in suspense and make them think. I hate the lovey-dovey. That's just for me, though. I hate lovey-dovey films where you kind of know the ending. I love things that kind of puzzles you afterwards, and you have to think about what the hell just happened to me and what did I just watch.
Psychological thrillers.
Yeah, psychological thrillers. I love that. That's the thing that I kind of strive for, to write. Yeah. And direct, hopefully one day.
Me, well, I'm an actor as well. I'm originally from Mexico, living in LA right now. Same thing. Well, the movie industry is kind of growing there, but I wanted to give it a try. The City of Angels, City of Dreams, and I fell in love with it here. So I've been working now for 3 years professionally, and it's been going great actually. Just one step at a time, and
yeah, it's slow.
Yeah,
but you gotta be patient. I mean,
yeah,
you have to.
Right, and I specialize now in action because I apparently have a face for it.
When he had hair, he looked like a comedian. Now he doesn't have hair, so now it's more action type.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, it's fun. It's definitely an experience, but it's something I love. So I think if you love it, go for it. I'm sure you can relate. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, this industry is really tough if you think about it. where I would take me for instance, I have in South Africa, you might have 300 girls that look the same, dress the same, blue eyes, brown hair, same height. But here in LA, it's 30,000 to 3,000 girls that look exactly the same. So you got to have that maybe edge or drive to keep going, because a lot of people give up because you hear, most of the time you hear, no, you're not, the right size, or you're not the right color, or your hair is not the right color, or anything like that. So you can't let that kind of push you back. You just have to push through and just go on doing. Yeah.
No, it's just normal conversation, and you guys can ask me anything you want. Do you have any subjects you're passionate about, or any questions you want to ask?
Well, yeah, like, why do you want us to give you this interview? Like, what do we have to give to the people out there? Do you want us to tell them more about, the industry, or how it works, or anything like that?
Well, that's completely up to you. It's whatever you want to say. But basically, from my point of view, is I interview actors, actresses, models, CEOs, professional wrestlers, anyone who wants to have a normal conversation and make a new friend out of it. But the whole point of it is to show people that, hey, I was labeled as mentally challenged or retarded, but look at what I'm able to do. I can't do pretty much anything else, but this is pretty much what I'm able to do. So it's my way of showing people, hey, you classified me as this, but look at me now. Did he catch any of it, or Skype is?
And I have a big problem with people. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I have a big problem with people trying to label other people. I really feel like any person can make it anywhere if you put your mind to it. If you really, really love what you're doing and you really strive for it, and just, sorry, excuse me, I'm going to say, don't take the bullshit of other people and just go for it, then why would you want to limit yourself to what people say, I mean, then you just limit yourself because of what they say and not what you think of yourself.
Yeah, no, and in a way, I think people that label other people, they're actually the retarded ones. I think retarded, that's a label that shouldn't even exist. I don't even know. Like, for example, I have a cousin that is mentally challenged, and I think he's the nicest guy in the world, but he meets people like this, and that, in a way, just...
Sorry about that. What were you saying about your cousin? So where we left off?
All right. Can you hear us okay?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think that people setting limitations on other people, I think it's outrageous, and I think the limits should be set only by yourself, right? So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of people labeling other people, but what you gonna do?
That's true.
No, so while he was talking about this, I was thinking about this. One of my friends did this film where one of the actors were actually blind, and the character had to be blind. And he said, it was such an emotional experience for him because they had to sit in this. The scene is about where he's sitting in this theater with him, and he's describing this movie to him because he can't see it. And he said it got so emotionally, it moved him so much to think that even a blind person has the guts to put himself out there and try to act, And for us, we have to try how to be blind, and it's amazing to think. When I watched the film, I didn't know this before. When I watched the film, I was like, wow, this guy's... How does he know how to be this perfect of a blind person? And then he came to me, my friend came to me, he's like, no, he's really blind. And that kind of opened my eyes to think that, any person can do what we do. Any person can do whatever everybody else does.
Yeah.
Right? I got it right.
Right.
Everybody else does, so that's the amazing thing about, I think, our craft. We get to meet so many people that has these disappointments, these minor setbacks. But it's not like it's keeping them behind. It's actually pushing them forward and giving them a bigger drive than a normal person would give. But then again, what is normal?
Yeah, true.
I give you a perfect example. I interviewed someone who's in a wheelchair, and she's an actress. And she fired her agent because she said, oh, there's no parts for people in wheelchairs. And it's like, well, you're able to sit in a chair and on a couch, so you can still do things, you can still act. It's not like you're crippled and you can't do anything else. So what's wrong with having a part where you're in the chair all the time, or you're in the car and no one has to know you're in a wheelchair unless you say something?
I mean, I feel like people won't judge her because she's in a wheelchair. It's if her acting is that good and convincing, then the people won't even mind if she's in a wheelchair. They will only mind about how she tells the story and how she can move them. And for me personally, if I see a person in a wheelchair and I find out that they're actually in a wheelchair and doing this amazing, powerful scene, hats off, man. That's something that I cannot do. Really, hats off.
Yeah, no, you gotta respect that instead of putting it down. That's all I gotta say. You gotta respect people that want to follow their dreams no matter what.
And I think that is why I sometimes have a problem with the Hollywood image. I feel you have to be beautiful, skinny, or in men's cases, really bigly built. You gotta have this really muscular voice, and you gotta know stunts, or you have to be really funny. And I feel that's kind of like they're putting you in boxes instead of just letting go and seeing that, there might be a girl that's not a 30 size or a 6, and she can actually do the job better than a supermodel, or she can do the job better than the next person, but give her a chance at least. They have this image that you have to uphold. And I find that kind of, how can I say it?
Demeaning?
Demeaning, yeah, in a way. So, for any person that is out there and want to do acting or modeling or dancing or stunts or anything in front of, or even theater, don't think because you're in a wheelchair, or you don't have an arm, or you're special or something, that's gonna put you back. I'm sorry. It's not. It's actually gonna make you more special than the person next to you. It is. So.
Well, you brought up a couple of good subjects, and the first one is I would love to work with you guys if that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, you said you have to be beautiful and you have to be funny. What about, trying to think of her name. There's two of them. There's one, drawing a blank. But she did Juno.
Yeah.
And she was also Kitty Pryde in X-Men, and she's cute, but but like I said, you shouldn't label yourself, number one. Or the fat girl from Tammy.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy.
And those two are perfect examples of they're not skinny and blonde or have big boobs, but they're passionate about what they're doing. And you talk about people are funny. He used to be funny, now he's just more obnoxious. Adam Sandler.
Yes, I agree. I was telling her the other day that old Adam Sandler is a good one. Now, he just goes to money.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the people as well, It really does. I just feel like there's so many good actors or actresses out there that doesn't get a chance. So,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, not at all.
No, you didn't.
The next time you get in a fight with somebody, you should say there's something wrong with his Muguva Magata. You ever see Waterboy?
Mama says.
Mom says. I should try that. I wonder what they'll do. They'll probably be like freaked out or something.
Now the next.
Good reference.
Oh,
No, but like you were saying, you know, compared to like Waterboy, to anger management, to even though the movie was fucked up, Little Nicky, you know, it's still funny, but now it's like the same humor over and over. Like Grown Ups one was good, second one was terrible, and now there's a third one.
There's a third one?
really? There's a
Supposedly.
Oh, wow.
How you guys feel about Clerks? They're gonna make a third one.
Clerks? Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of, is it Kevin Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work, so I'm really expecting high of it, but I don't know. Usually these
Sequels.
long-awaited for the sequels are kind of in the rough, but we'll see.
I think they try too hard sometimes. Like, they try really hard to make something, especially when the first movie was funny and it had good reviews. They try so hard to make the second one kind of top the first one. And why would you do that? Just keep it like it is. I mean, if it's working how it is, why do you want to change it or try to make it better? You know? And then usually what happens is they fail. And then it's like a crappy movie. And then you don't want to see the third one because the second one was bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, less is more. In my opinion, less is more, definitely. And when they try to put joke after joke after joke, it kind of loses its charm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yep.
I mean, a good example is The Night of the Museum.
Right.
I watched that on the plane. The third one, I watched it on the plane when I was coming here. And, you know, the first one was so good, and I was like, wow, this is nice, I like it. And then the second one was like, yeah. And then the third one was actually good. So, you know, they brought back that oomph that it needed. Where I felt in the second one they really tried hard to be funny and to bring out all the characters in this complex thing. But in the end, they kind of succeeded in the third one. I must say, they did a good job.
yeah.
I liked it. It was funny.
Just like with Jurassic Park, the first one's always got to be the best.
Yeah.
The second one was pretty good, but they could have cut some stuff out of it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And the third one's like, it was okay. They wanted to try to be a Link horror flick, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah. And now Jurassic World's coming, so
I'm kind of excited to see that, though. I think it will be quite different from the first three. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited to see that.
yeah.
Well, I know
What do you think about Jurassic World coming out?
Yeah, June 12th. I'm looking forward to it. Just the only thing I didn't like about it is there's one scene. I don't know if you want me to tell you the scene I saw.
Definitely.
There's a scene where Chris Pratt goes into the big area where the hybrid is, and that's what it is. They did a hybrid between it was a good concept. It's a T-Rex, a mix with a Velociraptor. So it's a T-Rex, but it has all the characteristics of a Velociraptor.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The only thing I didn't like about it was the sounds. Like, well, if it's supposed to be like a T-Rex, why can't it make a T-Rex noise? Why? Well, there's a part where they're running, and it sounds like a Velociraptor chasing them. It's like, yeah, you lost me at that point.
Yeah, it should be that powerful roar, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
like, you really gotta shit your pants when you hear that roar. Like, really.
Uncensored.
I would sit in that movie and feel like the roar is right behind me. I want to be a bit scared, go to the bathroom not by myself. I'll take a friend with me, maybe that thing follows me.
Because of the bathroom scene?
Yeah, bathroom scene, first one, got me always. I'm sorry, that was creepy.
Well, while on the subject, and then I'll pass the show over to you and you can ask me anything, but how do you feel about the 4D coming to movie theaters? And for people who don't know what the 4D is, they're going to put, for an example, and if I hesitate, I apologize, but the 4D would be they put sprinklers in the seat, so you watch in a scene where it's raining, they will spray mist in your face, or if it's windy, they blow wind, or the chairs are rock. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think that's more of a ride?
Yeah, it has ride characteristics on it, and I think it's good for some people. Like, there's moviegoers, like, for example, that's been going to movies all their life that probably won't like it, but I think, like, for teenagers or people that actually like that thrill kind of a thing, it could be good, because, like, for example, if right now you mentioned mist and water and the movement, if you see, for example, Jurassic World in 4D and they splash you in the face while it's raining, or there's mist while the T-Rex is coming out, I mean, to me that sounds like it could be a good idea. So, yeah.
It might just be like, the only thing that I would have a problem with is, let's take Jurassic Park now. How many times do I want mist in my face?
Right.
And how many times do I want the chair to rock me around? I get the fact if you make shorts maybe like that.
Okay.
I feel it could take you out, or it could bring you in, but I think the thing for me, they have to work on a 3D first, because if you look at movies, if you look at a movie and it starts, the previews, the 3D is so much better in the previews than actual movie.
Right.
You just have that dip. So I feel like just try to fix the 3D first and get that done, and then you can, see where the 4D goes from there. That's just my personal opinion.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, like, even ants. We were in Disney.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Disney has this ant thing.
The Bug's Life.
The Bug's Life thing, and that was quite, trippy, and it was really exciting and fun and stuff like that. But I don't think I can sit through that for 2 hours. I mean, I'll be like, if I smell poo again, if that Jurassic Park is taking a shit, I will go crazy every time I smell it. So I'm like, after a while, I don't even want to eat my popcorn or drink my children. I'm like, I'm done.
That's true. That's a good point.
So if they can maybe bring it in like a sly way, like a cool way, then I'm all for it. Like I'm really all for it.
Sure.
Now, funny stories. Do you have any first time you went to the IMAX? And have you ever did anything funny, or did you ever fall out of your chair but you think it was so realistic?
Well, I had, what movie was it? I think it was an animated flick. Yeah, it was Big Hero 6. There's a part that he throws like nanobots at the hero or something, and I could swear, like, the nanobots came out of the screen, and I literally flinched. And I saw her jump as well. So
I have actually a funny story. Like, in South Africa, we're not used to 3D. We have it, just don't get me wrong, but it's like in my town we don't really have it at all. So we actually treated my mom for a movie. I had no idea what the movie was, but it was 3D, and she was more on the ground and like behind the chair, and she was just ducking and diving, and I was like, "Mommy, just sit down, like relax, just watch it." She's like, "I can't. These people just keep punching me. Like they really want to hurt me." I'm like, "It's a movie. Just enjoy it." And she was like, "No. I cannot watch this anymore." And she's just like ducking and diving and like or on the floor. And when she comes up, it's like water, and then no, she was all over the place. Like afterwards, she was like, no, I really need a muscle relaxer. I tore some muscles in my back while I was doing all these splits and stuff. So that was quite exciting to see how a person, for the first time, have that experience.
Yeah, I got two funny stories. I went on a school trip, and I forgot the name of it, but we went to the IMAX, and there's something about space. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's when you to the IMAX in space, and you go in the air, then you come down, and you feel like you're moving forward and everything.
Oh, wow.
So I was like this the whole time holding on my chair because I felt like someone was actually pushing me forward.
Yeah. That's the point where you start kicking the guy in front of you. Just like try to keep your balance.
Actually, it's funny you should mention, Matt. We went to a auditorium where they're doing the 3D special effects. You put on the glasses and you see like these cartoon characters floating in front of your face. And they're like, okay, try to catch it. If you see it, try to catch it. And I got up and I just went to smack it. I thought that I had room in front of me, but I ended up smacking the person in the back of the...
Nice! Perfect judgment.
I think Keith wins the story.
Yeah, no, you definitely win the story, Keith. You take it. I mean, I've never slapped someone because my coordination was a bit off.
Oh, that's good.
Now, the next question that's going to ask you is, do you guys ever think you're going to do like more live action or do voiceovers? And the second question is, how do you guys meet, if you don't mind me asking that type of question?
Yeah, well, I love doing live action. I've only had the opportunity to do voiceover 3 times, but I do love it as well. It's definitely a different experience, but it's funny because you find yourself acting in it as well. Like there's times that they just give you the script and you're in front of a microphone. There's nothing to react to or anything, but then you just start writing the script and you get on it. And you start moving yourself inside the cabin. And
it's kind of funny if the people are smart enough, they'll put a camera in the booth because the people actually go crazy. They are the character, so it's quite entertaining to watch this guy in front of this mic and going on this mic, and he's going, and there's nothing in front of him. It's just his voice, but no, it's good.
Definitely. It's two different monsters, and I like them both.
Yeah.
And if I could choose, I don't think I could, honestly. I think the experience of, especially now with all the technology and animation and where it's gotten to, I think doing voiceover is, yeah, even games that now Kevin Spacey's in the new Call of Duty. And, I mean, it's a different experience, but I think it's a great experience as well.
Yeah, I feel the same, but I'm more of the live action person. I feel I need to be in it to experience it. I feel like my whole body needs to be part of this experience. Yeah, you can do that with voiceover. You can yourself and like just go crazy in that booth. But strangely enough, I feel more nervous when I'm in the booth than when I'm in front of camera, because I feel like my voice has so much power of how I say a thing or how I would interpret a thing, where in front of the camera, my body language can, kind of help my voice. So that's just my being action in front of the camera. Yeah. And how we met? Well, we were in the same school. We studied the same acting, and then it was just kind of, it was weird. He opened the door for me.
I thought she was hot.
He kept the door open for me, and then I just greeted him, and we had a lot of for the university, we knew a lot of people that would have house parties and stuff. And I thought he was dating somebody, and he thought I was dating somebody. And then, like, I just told him one day, no, you're mine. Come. And then he came with 2 bottles of wine, and I was sold. Like the 2 bottles of wine and the packet of popcorn. That was like, this is marriage material. Like, I mean, seriously. So yeah, and ever since then we kind of work together on stuff, and we have a lot of friends that do their own independent films, and I do my own independent films. So like we kind of help each other out. If he knows somebody, he will kind of help me out. If I know somebody, vice versa. So it's kind of good. It's nice to have that feel.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of it. You help me, I help you. It's all about making a connection.
Definitely.
No, it's true. I mean, like in this industry, especially in this industry, it's like who you know. It's really who you know, and it can get tough. So especially for students, sticking together and always trying to help each other out, and not kind of burning bridges.
Bridges?
Yes, burning bridges. You never do that, because you might not know that guy might make it, and then you kind of have a bad relationship with him. So
yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to know a little more about me, how I got started on my talk show.
Yes. Please tell us.
To make a long story short, I used to work in retail. I got sick of it on my own stupidity. And I don't want to bore you with the details if you don't want to hear it.
Oh, please,
go for it.
Pretty much I worked in a store, and imagine you're the manager, and you were just a new employee. And so I'm flirting with you, and you're flirting with me, and you're reading me on and everything. Oh, we're friends, Keith. You can tell me anything. And you will go to your boyfriend and like, oh, Keith is stalking me. Keith is doing this. He's doing that.
Wow.
I would go get yelled at. As soon I can't snap my fingers, but as soon as I'm back on sales floor, oh, we're just fucking with you. We're just having fun with you. We know you have a learning disability. We were just taking advantage of you. Don't take it so personal way.
What a dick.
Wow.
Normal person would have said, get up and leave. But, I had to stay there because I didn't have anything else to go fall back on. And this really caused me, I had panic attacks and social anxiety growing up, and this really brought it out to the point of I can't do anything without vomiting or, just getting nauseated. So it took me a whole year to recover, and I used my brother for an inspiration. And as he thinks I'm an ass kisser, but it's true.
Well, everybody is in a way. I mean, everybody kissed somebody's ass.
And I said, I'm tired of working in retail. One day I was like, and it's uncensored, the curse you want to. I was like, fuck it. For the longest time, I was using my learning disability as a crutch. Can't do this. Can't go to college. Can't drive. I don't want to work in retail for the rest of my life. I'm going to try to be my own talk show host. And that pissed a lot of people off, saying I went to college for 8 years, and I have a master's and a BA, and I'm more qualified than he is, so why the hell should he get a talk show? And okay, I agree with you. If you're more qualified to do this, okay, I'm just making a statement. I don't know why you're biting my head off, because, I don't know, it's just, I'm making a statement, and I interviewed people like Kurgan Mayhem. Are you guys Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fans?
Oh, yeah.
Big one.
Yeah. Grew up with it.
I interviewed Kurgan Mayhem. He did the voice of Goldar.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to get her back on the show, see how we do a couple of demos. And actually, I mentioned the demos first. So when I first started my talk show, don't ask me why, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. I did 72 phone interviews. So I interviewed people from like Kerrigan Mayhem, Barbara Goodson, Ron Reisman. Do you play Mortal Kombat versus DC?
I do. I really do.
I interviewed a Richard Epcar. I took over to do the Joker.
Ooh, wow.
I interviewed Double J, Jeff Jarrett, Lenny Pablo, Sonny Ono, whatever WCW, ECW wrestlers. And people say to me, it still gets me, you have this great format. Why aren't you as big or wink wink bigger when you portray yourself to be? Why don't you have people helping you? And why don't you have your sponsors? I don't know. Can you help me with that? No, if you can't do it yourself, then it's not meant to be. And I was like, yeah, thanks for the help, asshole.
Yeah,
I didn't
right?
say it to him, but I was thinking that. So I did it over. Thanks to you guys. So we're up to 222. I thought I had a sponsor, but I actually had to be paying him. Yeah, that's true. It was ridiculous.
How does that work? How is that possible?
It finally dawned on me, the light bulb went off. He's taking advantage of me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, of course.
And I don't know, I'm doing the best I can. I try to talk to my family about what ideas, what steps I can take. They don't want anything to deal with it, so I'm pretty much, in the corner. I'm looking out the window thinking every day, what can I do to be different? How there has to be like a group of people like you guys I can work with if you're okay with it, but I'm doing the best I can with a learning disability, and it's kind of overwhelming because there's no one to talk to, and there's no one, and even if there is someone to talk to, and I don't mean to bitch to you, I apologize, it comes down to money.
That's true. I think like a lot of people just think about how much money they can make and what they can gain instead of the person sitting right in front of them.
I give you a perfect example. There's a couple of people who said to me, I will only be on your show if you guarantee me a couple hundred, or if you pay me a couple $1,000. Like, okay, if you want $30 for a half hour, that's fine. Or you want to do something for 50 minutes, I can pay you 50, but I don't have ATM stamped on my forehead, and I know when I'm being taken advantage of. And I did an interview with TNA wrestler, Chris Harris. He said those people that ask for money or care about their views, you just want to stay away from. They're not worth your time.
No, it's true. I mean, you gotta stay away from any person that wants to take advantage of you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're just pursuing fame.
Yeah.
And I think it's such an overrated thing. And they don't wanna give. They just wanna get.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
And you brought up.
No, I mean, like, you just gotta keep on doing what you're doing. It will eventually pay off. It will.
Hopefully.
No, even if it feels it's not, like, it's the same as us. He was telling me today, you get 100 no's in audition, but you might get that one, so this might take you a couple of days or months, a couple of years, but that one day will come when, you will actually make a name for yourself. And you know what the first sad thing is? The people that are try to manipulate you, the day that you make it, they'll be the first ones knocking on your door and be like, oh, remember me? And then you're just like, yes, I do.
Uncensored.
Blur it out.
No, it's funny you should do that, because one reason I didn't like the audio, it's because I do this to help me with my social skills and get over my panic attacks and everything. And I started off doing 200 videos, and it's like, that's great, now I can talk to someone one-on-one. But when I went to in store, talked to these two cute girls, I was going like this, and I was like, can you guys just stay in one spot so my head's not swiveling? So I'm just like, now I'm doing double interviews, so I'll see if this gets more hits, and also it helps me get over that fear of talking to more people, because people said to me, why don't you talk in front of people? Why don't you go and express yourself and whatever stuff that they say, I can't remember.
But I mean, like, it's one small step, right? You can't just jump into the ocean. You have to at least feel how the water feels. You know, you gotta do it slow and steady at your own pace. And yeah, there's beautiful interviews I have views, and Alonso has views. So,
and Keith has his own
and
views.
Keith has his own views. So, you know, that's kind of good for the viewer as well. To, you know, maybe somebody would tell Monique, you're talking bullshit, or Alonso, you're talking bullshit, or Keith, you're talking bullshit. You know?
I get fed a lot.
It's that vice versa. Huh?
I get fed a lot.
Yeah. No, it's just as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, it will eventually pay out. It will.
And you're good at it, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're all set up and stuff. We watched some of your interviews, and it's like really, really funky, cool.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I hesitate. That's my biggest thing I'm trying to get over. I don't know if you guys get that, but you know, that's my biggest thing. Hesitation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, you just gotta go for it.
You gotta jump.
Just jump. Just do it. Just do it. I know it's petrifying, and it's scary, and you might feel alone and overwhelmed. But you know, when you're actually through it, then you'll actually realize that, hey, this wasn't this bad. You know, seriously, why was I freaking out so much?
Yeah.
That's true. Now, we're passing the show back to you guys. Do you have any subjects or funny stories you like to share?
Oh, wow.
Funny stories.
I don't know.
Well, as an actor, you come across a lot of funny auditions. It happened to me that, here, I'll take this up. I've gotten a lot that I look like Jason Statham sometimes. And I was doing this improv audition for a comedy show. And they asked me, what celebrity do you look like? And I was like, oh, I've gotten Jason Statham before, so I'm going to write Jason Statham. But I didn't know how to talk like him or move like him. I didn't study him that much to approach him as a character. And in the audition, they told me, like, okay, your audition was great, but now I want you to do it as Jason Statham. So they catch me off guard, and I was like, I completely forgot how he talked, how he moved. So I just kind of took off my shirt. I just looked at the camera and went like, hey. It was a disaster. They started laughing, but not because I was funny. And yeah, it was my first disastrous audition. I went out of there feeling so ashamed, but then I learned that you're gonna have a couple of those, and you just have to laugh about it. So
you're gonna have so many of those.
Yeah.
So many of it. He was telling me he was doing this audition for this horror thing, and they had to literally jump around and try to scare the
Audience?
the casting director.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of like they were standing in a row, and now it's like your turn to scare them. So, and then he tells me like people are rolling on the floor and growling like lions and like going crazy and like attacking them and stuff, and it's just like you're gonna make an ass out of yourself, so you might as well enjoy it.
Right.
Know? So yeah.
Is that when I did the creepy clown with the flower?
Yeah.
So what I did, I was like, well, I got to do something different, right? And I stood in front of the casting director. I pretended I was a clown, like an evil clown, and just looked at her, and did this with my flower, just like stare. She goes, "Was that a water flower?" And I was like, "Yes, it was. Yes, it was."
No, you do ridiculous shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, sometimes even in class or when you're rehearsing or something, or you're on a shoot, you do something so dumb that you're like, afterwards you just kind of want to sit in the corner and just like not look at anybody, because you know they captured it on film and you know they're gonna say something about it, so you're just like, oh man, well, That's life, right? You gotta make an ass out of yourself. So, just enjoy it.
You know, one of the stupid things I did was me and my sister went to, can't remember, it was either PetSmart or Best Buy. I think it was Best Buy. And she has a Hyundai, so this car makes no noise whatsoever. So she was pulling up and making a turn. At the same time, there's these two women sitting on the bench laughing, ha 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 ha, and I happen to have my window down. And she's like, don't do it. Don't do it. As we were turning, ha 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 ha. And she said, you're lucky they don't get up and chase after the car because you'd be on your own.
Sorry, that's your shit. You leave it. No, I mean, like, you gotta do stupid stuff. Many times I fell on set because of my stupidity, or like I have this of when I drink something out of a glass and there's a straw in it. I sometimes forget that I have the straw in my mouth, and then I tilt the glass, so then everything spills on me. But hey, life is there to have fun, right? You gotta make an ass out of yourself.
If you can't laugh at yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, laughter is the best medicine. If you can't laugh at yourself, how can the people laugh at you, you know, or with you? So,
with you.
Yeah, rather with you. Rather with you, not at you. I'm one of those people that will laugh at a person while he's falling.
Here's a funny story you may like. I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
No.
Yeah, the last funny story. I remember I was about 5 years old. It was me, my sister, my dad. Yeah. We had those chairs where you had the screws in the bottom, and occasionally if the screws fall out, you sit on the chair and you end up going through the chair.
Yeah. I do those.
So, my dad had everything set up. He had his bowl of cereal, had a newspaper, had his milk, and he went to sit down. Life for the chair. I was hysterical laugh, and he looks right at my sister and says, "Don't you dare laugh."
I love it. It's like my dad here. It's his first time at my apartment here, and the window. My mom cleaned it so well. Like she cleaned it so well, and he walks just straight into this glass window, right? And I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, oh yeah. I got this image of you just, and he's half of his face are like printed on my wall, on the window. I was like, that's amazing. That had to happen. No.
Sometimes you just gotta go for it and laugh.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there? I mean, you can't be mad the whole time, so rather laugh.
Do you ever see a funny movie where the movie may have sucked, but the best reactions were the people in the audience?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Especially in bad horror movies where people laugh. Those are good.
Yeah, brother, when somebody farts or something farts, I cannot stop laughing. Like, I cannot. Like, they have to actually pause the movie for me to just stop and, like, regain myself. And I had this experience where I was in the theater with my brother, and I don't know what movie it was, but the guy farted, but it was like a really wet fart. And like, I just cracked myself. Like, I laughed so much. And everybody like started laughing at me because he couldn't stop laughing at me, and I couldn't stop laughing at the fart. And it was like 10 minutes into the movie already. And I was just like, no. I mean, I love watching people's faces, especially when something is gonna happen now, and their reactions towards it. You're like, just like, yeah. Yeah, like scary films, like especially when you get that twitch of the seat next to you, like, yeah, you got it. You got scared.
Well, I got two more funny stories if you're interested.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass the show over to you. We went to this. I kicked the camera on my hands. Okay, now it's better. We went to this one movie. I can't remember the name. Actually, no, it was with Tom Cruise. It was right after his sci-fi. He was doing a sci-fi movie, not Oblivion. It was the one afterwards.
Edge of Tomorrow?
Yeah, that one. And basically the place was empty, and me, my dad, and my brother went and we sat in a row that we wanted. And this old guy with his wife behind us said, "You believe these people? There's no one here." And out of all the seats, they had to sit in front of us.
Wow.
So they got up and moved, and my brother says, "What?" He's like, "Keith, you and Brad, go over and just sit in front of him. Just mess with the guy." Go.
That's perfect. I would do that as well. I would.
And the last funny story is, do you ever see Crying Game?
Which one is it?
It's where the woman was actually a transsexual.
I think I have. It sounds very familiar.
I haven't seen it.
The best part out of the whole movie, the movie was terrible, but my best part, I wasn't there, but I remember funny stories. My mom and dad took my mom's parents, my grandparents, to the movies. And they didn't tell them what the movie was about. My parents knew what the movie was about. It's a woman who becomes a boy. And there's a scene where she gets nude. And it's like, oh, she's a beautiful woman. And halfway down they show the penis. And she said, "Oh my God, is that a penis? And testicles?" And she's a beautiful woman, but look at the size of that penis. Everyone in the movie theater cracked up hysterical. My parents were hiding on the stinking, down behind the seats because they were embarrassed.
You know what? That's gold.
Yeah. I love it when people do something like that.
Oh yeah. I would have paid to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, wrapping up, do you guys have anything you want to share, or this is your time after all? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, let me thank you again for having us here. It's been incredible. I mean, there's some funny stories there. We've talked about something I think really meaningful for people, for us, and hopefully for you. I think it's been a great experience. And yeah, it's not often that you get the chance to have an interview that feels more like a friendly chat, you know? And I thank you for that. We thank you for that.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, thank you for this. It was really quite a different experience, which was definitely better. You don't always want to feel like you have to answer right or correct, and
right.
This, you didn't feel like you were obligated to have the right answer. No, and for me, just personally, I feel don't give up. Don't let people tell you what to do or how to live your life, or only you would know what's good for you. So how can a person tell you what to do? And with this, talking to you and hearing your story and like listening to our stories, it's not actually that much different. It's just how you want to see it, Everybody's struggling.
Yeah, again, the only limits are set by yourself. And she loves the uncensored part, by the way.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. No, and like even though you feel like it might go slow and everything, it will pick up. It will really pick up. And thank you for having us. It was really fun. Like definitely let us know when you want to do it again. We're all in for it.
Yeah.